Greetings, Earthlings. Today I'd like to try to get an actual hard drive running on this PDP-11. So to that end, what I've done, I've got I tapped into the into the power supply of the box here to power it. I have renamed the drive 0 file on the SD card from that SCSI emulator, and I've configured this drive. We're going to try this one first. This is that HP HP drive. You can see the HP logo there. It says Prime, but it's apparently out of an HP system. This is 330 megabytes. I don't know if it works, but I found the configuration stuff online, and so it's configured for unit 0, and I also put the jumper in for auto spin up on power up. So we'll see. At least it should try to spin up. If it makes horrible crunchy noises, then we know it's bad. Otherwise, we'll see, and we'll see if the SCSI controller can recognize it. So let me get this hooked up, and we'll try it. All right, that was a little harder than it should have been because of the cabling. The cable that I have is just really a little too short. So it's there, you can see. And we'll power up, make a lot of noise here, and take it back into FRD, the SCSI controller. I don't know what FRD stands for, but we'll see. We'll run a scan and see if it finds it. Yeah. Oh, we'll also listen on startup to see if it sounds like it's starting up. There's a whir and a click. So that's a good sign, I would say. More clicky. Maybe that's not a good sign. I don't know. Let's see. We want to go into debugger. 1777 7250. I'm sorry. 5400. 177725152 is 30003. 1777 2152 400 1,000 1777 2,000. Good. Okay. All right. List known units. And it didn't find it. Okay. Well, switch off. Okay, apparently that drive is not good, or there's something wrong. There's something. Yeah, definitely there's something wrong. Okay. Well, I have this one, and this was like an IBM drive. But again, the electrolytic capacitors in it looked bad, so we're going to hold off on that one. Gonna save it for later. But, oh, what's this? Yeah. Ha ha! I appear to have what looks like, I don't know, new old stock potentially. RZ55. This would have come from DEC. Now being an RZ, if you're from the more civilized part of the world, RZ or RZ55, it was for a VAX, I think. But this is a 300 and some odd megabyte SCSI drive. Yeah, with a digital RZ55 right there. So, yeah. So we're gonna try this one and see if it works. So out of the box, it has configuration stuff as well, but it should be configured as unit 0. So we'll get that one installed and see if we can see that. And wouldn't you know it, the power connector's on the other side of that drive. So I can't get the cables to reach. I don't think it wants to run upside down. So I'm going to have to figure something else out here before we can try this one. Well, it's much later, and I determined from reading the documentation that these DEC drives can run in this vertical orientation. So it's hopefully not too flaky there. The cables aren't stretched or anything. So we're going to try this and see what happens. And of course I realized on the previous drive, on that HP drive, when I got into the FRD, I should have run an auto configure rather than listing the drives that are available, because the auto configure can find that drive, I guess. And I didn't do that. So we may pull that back out just later and try it. But I want to try this one first and see what happens. Powering on. I said powering on. There we go. Okay. We go into the debugger. ODT. Correct to go. Okay, and here we'll do this. We'll do 14. Automatic setup, yes. Hit any, powered up and ready. Well, it's powered up, it's not spinning. So let's see what happens. It's spinning, I can hear it whirring. Click. Oh, look at that. RZ55, how about that? Excellent. Okay. Unit offset, if all control, I don't know what this means. No. Okay. No. Want to load the novel. Well, yeah, I guess. Okay, so now at this point, we'll boot from DU1. I'm going to restart. Oh wait, listen on units. Okay. We'll restart. And I'm going to boot from DU1, boot into Ristus E, and then I should be able to do a disconnect on DU0. That's my theory. Boot DU1. Because this is booting off of the SD card. Today's date, I think it's 17 May 23. Current time, I don't know. We'll say 2100. Okay, time saying no. Option, now. Disconnect, okay? Now, when I was running with FRD, the SCSI controller thing, that had a format option. But I should not have to format this because it should have come factory formatted. So I am going to try a disconnect. Invalid option. Type help for help. DSKINT. There's no INIT. Ha ha! DU0. Pack ID. Pack ID? I don't know. Pack cluster size. We'll take the default. Cluster size. Okay, it's going to be a sys drive. We're just taking defaults on all of these. New files first. No. Read only. No. Patterns. 3. Okay. Proceed. Yes. Now, if I can see the light on it, well, I can see a reflection of the light, and I can see that it's blinking. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see it in the plastic drawer there. So let's see, what else can I say? There's no room in this box for a hard drive. This would have been in a cabinet, and then there would have been other, boxes to hold the hard drives. There are also tabletop boxes, which I would like to find to have that in, because I don't want it sitting out like that. And also, it will probably make the cabling easier, because I can get a more proper, I have to adapt the IDC connector to a proper SCSI connector, and then a proper SCSI cable to go to the box, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, we're going to let this run, and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to start this disconnect over. Because I read the manual. Should read it first, Pack ID it's the name. It's what Microsoft calls, or IBM, DOS, Windows calls volume label. Okay, so we're going to call it sysdisk. Okay, well, let's call it Ristus. Ristus. Okay, and then we'll take the defaults on all of these. And If this is the first time you're seeing this, because I edited out the previous time, well, just we're taking the defaults on that. It decides where to put things. It's putting like the system accounts and putting them like in the middle of the disk to sort of minimize seeks and stuff like that. So proceed yes, and it's going to run for a while. I don't know how long. And again, I can see a reflection in that plastic drawer over there. I can see a reflection of the disk light blinking. So I do not know how long this is going to take. And I'll stop the video and pick it up again when it finishes, fails, or if I decide to do something else like I just did. Change the defaults or something, whatever. Well, there you go. That took a while. I got to watch 2 episodes of Yellowstone. Took a couple of hours for my 330 megabyte hard drive. So now at this point, I think we want to say copy. See what happens. To which disk? No colon, no colon. This is not DOS. Let's see what happens. I see blinking lights, blinky lights. Cannot be copied. What? 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 Well, I don't know about that. A whole lot of invalid formats there. Limited hardware scan. Okay. Let's do a limited hardware scan. Got no login. This is horrible. No, I'm not sure anything's going to work here. But let's see what happens. I ought to be able to sysgen a system using the hardware that I have here. Oh, by the way, I did install parallel printer port interface. That serial card I've left out. I have the multiplexer, but the second serial port is not installed. So we've got CPU, a megabyte of RAM, 8 serial ports, SCSI disk, and a parallel printer. Well, it's DM1. It's still talking DM1. There is no DM1. There's never been any DM1. Okay. File does not exist. Well, ain't that swell? Was that one of those that said it was invalid format or something? Command not installed. Well, this is not very helpful. I don't think I can do anything because it's systemnet.com. Oh, 0,1. Systemnet.com. Start. Yeah. Well, I'm going to reboot it. See if we can boot off of drive 0. And then I'll go read the manual some more. And we'll figure it out from there. Boot. DU0. Well, yeah. Well, today's date is still 17 May 23. Oh, what's the time? Say no for now. Oh, well. What does hardware do? Oh. Let's see what it thinks we got. TT0. Okay, this is a disk drive, I guess. LP, it found that. DM0 is the, oh yeah, DM0 is that multiplexer. This is be the line time clock. Okay. Well, exit, just carriage return. Let's see, let's try starting, let's see what happens. Nope, don't have a valid system there. Okay. Well, it's progress anyway.